Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So I wanted to visit Harris again simply because we've had a lot of patches, and I also wanted to talk about the fusion setup without the Transcendent module. So in my previous video, I went over the calculations for all the defense numbers and things like that, and I used the safety training module. This time we are not using a Transcendent module. We are using the fusion setup, meaning fusion skills more, with the third skill being fusion as well here. And this is the ring type of skill. We are using a fusion reactor, so slightly different, but the build itself is very identical. The way we use it is maybe a little different. So the only change here is instead of focus on tech, we are using focus on fusion. Everything else similar: toxic, amplification, stim accelerant. I'm using amplification control instead of expansion because we are almost getting max range as it is. So you can see here with our damage range, we are at 11.2, maximum would be 12. So we're almost there. With this one, we are also getting a little bit of shields. So using amplification control and the Arche Tuning nodes, we are getting almost max range. You can use the expansion if you want. I'm using power increase instead of focus on toxic so that we can get more base skill power. And we're also going to get more toxic from the external components. Spear and shield, increase defense so that we have more defense to use with the shield charge. Again, I went over the calculations in the previous video. And then we have two cooldown modes. So with this one, when you use a clash type skill, you do up to 30% more skill power. And the Steel Vanguard, when you use a clash type skill, it will have a ring of toxins around Harris for the duration on the mod. And this will also do damage based on how much HP and shield you have, and basically what the numbers you get on the Transcendent module. So this is the build, very similar. We are not using the Transcendent. Now, what I wanted to talk here is basically how to use the skills. So they have patched Harris quite a bit. So our second skill, at least for me, isn't bugging out. Now, previously she used to start floating or getting stuck in the ground. So what we are trying to do is we are using the first two skills to increase the custom resource, and we are using the third and fourth skills to lower the custom resource. This way, our custom resource will be in each of the three different stages. So as you know, with the passive skill, if your custom resource is below 30%, you get certain benefits like skill duration goes up and cooldown decreases. With it being in the 30 to 70% range, you have more HP, you have more defense. When it's over 70%, you get more melee weapon attack, more skill power increase and things like that. And you have a duration. So basically what we are trying to do is using the first two skills, we are building up the custom resource. The first two skills also bunch the enemies together. So this is very handy in the Void Erosion Purge stage 10. You can bunch them together and then use your fourth skill and take them out very easily. And then with your first skill, you're also getting the shield charge, not the shield charge, sorry, the Steel Vanguard. So you'll get the toxin like this. And then when you use the third skill, you get the ring, and you're also reducing your cooldown. So if you stay in sort of one range of the custom resource, you're not getting the benefit of the others. So this way, you'll constantly be up and down the custom resource thing between 30, 70, then over 70. Then you use the third skill and you drop it down back to under 30 so that you get the cooldown increase. Plus, these things have 10, 12-second duration, so you will be getting all the benefits at the same time if you manage your custom resource like this. So basically, that is how you play her. You get a lot of extra AoE damage with the Steel Vanguard, and now the third skill. The second skill will give you a barrier. So yeah, and the fourth skill, of course, does a lot of damage, and you can take out elites. Even the Scarab is quite easy with this one, or Greg at the end of Void Erosion Purge 10. So we've already had a look at the build. Over here in the reactor, we are using toxic mixture reactor, which is toxic and fusion, fusion skill power and skill cooldown. For the external component, we are using the hazmat disposal set, which is from the supermassive receptor. She doesn't use MP, so use other roles like, for example, over here I'm using the module drop rate and max HP. On the sensor, I'm using HP recovery and shield recovery. On the memory, I'm using defense and shield recovery. And on the processor, we are using shield, max shield and shield recovery. For the cores, we are using HP and defense, because both those things obviously help with survivability, and also with the Steel Vanguard and the shield charge, they also benefit with more defense and things like that. So all of it is helpful. She's basically unkillable if you use her properly. We have 20,000 HP, almost 21, and 1700 shield here. And for the Arche Tuning, again, we are taking a little bit of HP and stuff because, again, we don't need the MP nodes, so we have a few extra nodes. We take the skill here, skill cost reduction. We take the range, enhance skill power. We take all the skill here. These are unnecessary, but we can take the cooldown. And then we go up here and we take the toxin chain catalyst to reduce the enemy's resistance to toxin. In the inversion reinforcement, if you are using the mana sword, you can use the sword enhancement mechanism and blade extension. And I'm also using the shield particle reconfiguration so that when she's hit by an enemy, she gets more defense and more max shield, which again helps. If you're not using the sword, because in the Void Erosion Purge, I had no need for the sword. I could take out the enemies comfortably just using her first, second, third, fourth skill. Fourth skill was very easy. You can take this one instead. So this one is basically designed for Harris. So when shield is below 30%, grants shield regeneration. And this recovers your max shield and also gives you some more toxin power when your custom resource is between 30 and 70%. So you get 9% more toxic skill power. So you can use this if you're not using the mana sword. So yeah, so that is basically it. Very comfortable to use. Like I said, the main thing you want is to manage your custom resource. Once the enemies together in Void Erosion Purge or even in the Axion Plains, use the third skills to lower your custom resource as well as do a lot of damage, AoE ring damage. Use the fourth skill to take out Elise because your fourth skill does a lot of damage. Use the second skill to reposition. And yeah, very comfortable, very fun to use. And finally, after all the patches, at least I'm not having issues and she's much more easier to use, because previously, if you saw my video, I was avoiding the second skill and I was using only the first and fourth skill. It wasn't fun and I wasn't using her to her full effect. Now we can use all four skills, manage everything nicely, and she's a lot of fun. So I'll leave you with the footage of Void Erosion Purge 10 and the Axion Plains, the first creator mission. By the way, with the first creator, I did multiple runs only using her skills and also using the standard manas for Scarab and the Exterminator for the ships. And the difference wasn't that huge, at least in case of Harris. Supermassive Receptor, I was 3 seconds faster with this setup. So it's basically very similar to the other setup. But yeah, I'll leave you with Void Erosion Purge and also the Axion Plains, because Supermassive is the same thing. It'll just make the video too long. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
This is gonna hurt. Eat this. Let's fight to the death. I'll blow it up. My shield is down. This is gonna hurt. Target in sight. My shield's on. To pieces. to pieces. This is for the construction core.
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Breach creature response confirmed. Inbound to location.
Eat this! Energy released!
Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Vulgus special assault ship identified. Descendant, Vulgus comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops have been deployed.
Take that!
Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Vulgus special assault ship identified.
Shields down. Eat this! I'll blow it up!
Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship. Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Attack! Eat this! Alright, eat this! Blasted to pieces. Take that!
Breach follower squad approaching in encircling formation. Respond immediately. Vulgus special assault ship spotted.
My shield is down.
Descendant, primary tactical objective confirmed in Operation Zone. Please take it out.